Hey everybody, check out this sourdough croissant loaf. It's a garlic and herb that I made for Easter. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have a piece because it was gone by the time I got up to the dinner table. But let's dive in. First, we need 150 grams of good bubbly active starter, 175 grams of water, and 175 grams of milk. And we're going to get that stirred up until it's nice and combined and a little bit foamy. And then we're going to add in 20 grams of white sugar, 10 grams of salt, and 20 grams of a neutral oil. I used avocado oil for this. And then you're going to put in 500 grams of bread flour and go ahead and get that stirred and mixed together until you have a good shaggy dough. Usually, as you can see, I go in by hand after a while. We're going to cover this for 1 hour, and then we're going to start our stretch and folds. So we've waited our hour, so that's our first set of stretch and folds, and we're going to do a total of 4 every 30 minutes. Now, on stretch and fold number 3, we're going to use our butter. And as you can see, we have garlic and herb butter from Kerrygold. Good stuff, guys. And we're going to grate a little bit of that frozen butter in there on each fold. And we're going to repeat this process on stretch and fold number 4 as well. We'll have that good and combined, and then we're going to get it covered up and put it night in the fridge overnight. All right, welcome to the next morning. We're going to get our pans ready. So I like to use 2. So I put my parchment paper on one and use the other one to shape it. You can use clothespins or whatever, crumple the paper, however you want to do it. But I do that and I throw it to the side until I'm ready. I'll go ahead and get my counter lightly floured. And then we're going to dump our dough out, which with all that butter in there, you're not going to get a good plop like you normally would from sourdough. But I give it a little pre-shape into a rectangle and then take a wet rolling pin and get it rolled out. Now for the stretch and folds, we only used half a stick of butter. So we're going to go ahead and start grating the other half of that stick on here and save a little bit. You're still going to need it. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of Italian seasoning and some garlic powder to the mix as well. Once you get all that goodness on there, we're going to get back into it and do a little tri-fold and repeat the process again. Again, we're going to finish up the rest of that stick of butter. And yes, it's a whole stick of butter in this loaf. A little bit more garlic, a little more Italian seasoning. And then we're going to roll it up into a loaf and get our seams all pinched and folded under. And once you have a nice big old burrito loaf, you're going to take the bread pan and just stick that loaf in it. And it's going to sit on the counter covered up with plastic for 2 hours. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a score on here, just a simple score going across it, give it that nice look. Our oven is preheating, so we are going to cook this at 400 degrees, covered up with foil loosely. Don't cover it too tight because you got to have room for it to rise. You can also take your other bread pan if you wanted to and put it on top like a dome instead of using foil. But I just did foil. That way you could see you could do it either way. So after 35 minutes of baking, we're going to take our foil off. Place it back in the oven for another 20 to 30-ish minutes. Make sure you check your internal temperature with a probe thermometer. You're looking for about 200 degrees like you normally would on a bread loaf. Let that sit for an hour. And unfortunately, I did not cut this open for you guys to see because I did take it to Easter and I forgot to take pictures of it once we cut it. Everybody loved it and it's asking for the recipe. So here you go.